So first of all, we will just talk a little bit about overall how would be some best practices or reminders when you organize your course overall in Canvas. Here are some kind of general principles or reminder I would like to bring to your attention. First, I would encourage you to provide some instruction how to get started and where to locate important materials. Because your students, they may came from different backgrounds. Some of them may be already very familiar with Canvas. Some of them may be still pretty new to Canvas and trying to figure out. So I would encourage it's really important, like in your homepage, and you can provide some clear instruction on where they should start. Are they supposed to start with syllabus, or maybe are they supposed to go to the module? So provide some reminders or some clear information on how to get started would be very helpful. The second reminder would be customize your navigation item and try to go for a clean look. As we know, Canvas has the navigation on the left side. It has a lot of options. So, but for you, maybe you only use some of them and just make sure you disable anything that maybe you're not planning to use. So in that way, you can just have a very simplified navigation menu that is easy for students to navigate. The third thing is you may want to create your own naming system or convention. As we know, everyone, we may have our own preferred way on how to name our files or pages. But as long as you have your own naming system and you can keep it consistent within your course, so that would make it so much easier for students to navigate your course, and they can easily find everything they need, and they don't have to bother you or double check and confirm with you about those things. The last thing is just maybe try always to put yourself in the student position. Sometimes you can just think about like whether this gonna make sense to students, and just think about whether this gonna be make it clear for them. It will be also helpful to just ask your peer faculty or friends take a look, and sometimes when you kind of design your courses, you may not be able to identify some area that is very confusing. Here's like just a quick example from the courses we designed before. As we mentioned that this is something like the navigation, you may want to try to keep it very simplified. Just to keep something that you make sure you're gonna use, like your syllabus, module, assignment or discussion. If some of your courses, you don't use discussion or quizzes, you may want to disable those options and make sure you definitely leave grades and also Panopto if you're using video. But this is just quick example like how you can just keep your navigation very simplified. And something else we just mentioned that you may want to kind of just provide a really like a welcome message, and also help students to point it out where are they supposed to get started, so that when students open up your course and they know that they need to go to the modules first, like in this case, and you need to go to the module first. So you need to complete the first Start Here module by the end of the first day. All right, that was just a few reminder about the overall course design, and then we will get into more specifically about the modules. Typically, I've noticed like there are 3 ways to organize your module. And as most of you might be really kind of the first one is kind of organize your module in a chronological way. This would be the most popular way to organize your module, and I would also highly recommend. Because in this way, the students will have a clear understanding about what they need to do for a specific day or week. If you're teaching a very short-term summer courses or certificate, you can maybe even organize like by day, like a day 1, day 2, day 3. And usually like for our full semester course, so it's a good idea to organize by week. In that way, students know what I need to do. And then you could also assign specific due dates for your assignment and the to-do date for your pages. Another popular way is kind of just organize your module by topic. Because some of your topic may be only for 1 week, but you may have some more important or complex topic that might be lasted for 2 to 3 weeks. So this would be another way, I would recommend, but I do see a lot of courses would organize in this way. And the third one, maybe kind of not so popular, but it's also possible that you can organize everything by the content type. This would be more appropriate when you use Canvas as a complementary to your face-to-face course. So if you want to, for some of you, if you want to just use Canvas as a resources repository or like a complementary to your face-to-face class, so the content type might be also a possible way for you to organize your content. Let's just take a look at like a 2 quick example from previous course. So here is example from one of our online courses from the CS department. As you can see, this is like I did a quick screenshot of the module. And the way the instructor organized is kind of first use text header to break that into like 3 chunks, like the content chunk and also activity and also the wrap up. And also you will notice the way the instructor name all the pages would usually just start with the module number. And this would be the one with the best practices I would recommend you. And because when you name all of your pages, like start from the module number, and that will be very easy for you to organize all the pages in Canvas. Because in the Canvas, when you go to the pages, that will contain all the pages from all the module. So if you can start each of the pages and with the module number, and then it will be sorted in that way and help you find the pages you want to change or delete. And also like for the assignment, you can see this example, the instructor also start to name each of the assignments, start with the module number, and then the second followed by the assignment type is a discussion, like this one is the research and the report, and also at an estimated time. The estimated time would also help students understand like how much time I probably need to spend when I work on this particular assignment or read a chapter. Another similar example from another course you can see as well is also we encourage to use a text header to divide into different chunks. And then for the pages, you may notice the naming would be a little bit different. In this case, the instructor decided to kind of name the pages or assignment based on the type or category. For example, this instructor has like 3 different lecture, and then you can just name it like based on the type is a lecture 7.1 to 7.3. Similarly, if you have a lot of readings or video for one particular module, you can consider to name that based on the type, like a reading 7.1, 7.2, or video. And the same for the activity, because the previous example, we see all the activity would kind of start from the module number, because in this case, each module just have exactly the same assignment. So it makes sense to just start with the module number when you name the assignment. But in this case, like in this course, this instructor only has maybe 5 discussions for the whole semester. So it might be confusing if you just name that based on the module number. So in this case, the instructor just named like discussion number 1 to 5. And then you just throw each discussion into their corresponding module. So this would be another example for you to consider that you can just name your page or assignment based on the type or the category. And versus the other way, you can just name everything just based on the module number. So it really depends on your scenario and see just which one maybe works better for your class. And some of you may be also wondering, like, why do I have to use modules? So can I just only use the assignment or quizzes? And why is necessary to use module? So a couple of highlighted benefits I want to share with you. Like the first is will create a clear path for your student to go through all the course material. For some of you, maybe you're only use assignments or discussion or quizzes, but for students, when they open up your Canvas course shell, they may be confused confused and they don't know what exactly I need to do for this week. So by using the module, this was more like a placeholder. You put everything they need to do for this module in a chronological order or based on the topic. So the students will know what is a clear path they need to go through, and they can just organize their work and arrange their time and based on the way you organize your module. And the second thing is you can also track the progress of each student and see how they're progressing through the course. So once you have students enrolled in your class, when you click on each student name, and you can easily see like the student where they are. Like you can see the students, how many items she or he already completed within this module and where things are. You can also see their performance for their each of the assessment based on the analytic provided by Canvas. And the third thing is, by using modules, you can also set prerequisites and requirement for your module easily. So that is something we will just cover shortly when we kind of open up the Canvas, so that I can show you exactly how you can set up the prerequisite and requirement. And for some advanced users, and you may also consider like a mastery pass. So that is another advanced feature provided by Canvas. So that would allow you to provide a distinguished assignment or distinguished kind of clear path for students. So that is something, a lot of benefits that you may want to consider for using modules. A couple of important reminders for using modules in your Canvas. The first thing, as we mentioned before, you may want to just name your pages and assignment in a consistent way. Think about how you want to name your pages. Do you want to name that based on your module number, based on the week, based on the day, or just based on the topic? So once you figure out your own naming convention and system, just to try to stay with that and keep it consistent. So that will just make it so much easier for your students, and they will clearly understand what they need to do and locate everything easily. The second reminder is try to utilize text header to divide each module into meaningful sections. So you may have a lot of material or assignment for your module. You may have a couple of reading video, and you may have a different type of assessment. So using the text header will just make it very easy for students, and they know what is something highlighted and how they can proceed each module. Another reminder is you may want to just make sure you modify your module setting if you do need to set up prerequisite or requirement. So if you want them to proceed in a linear way, that they have to complete certain module before they open up a new module. So this is something you may want to consider to set it up. And the last thing is definitely make sure you include everything student need to do for each module. If you leave out something like in other section, and the student may feel like this is not necessary, or they may confuse if this is necessary or this is an optional material. So make sure if you want them to do anything you want them to do for one module, you will include it in the module page. All right, and we will just quickly go over the PowerPoint, and then we will just move to Canvas, and then we will go through those the steps and more specifically. So in terms of managing your syllabus and file, and a couple of reminder is definitely just make sure you reformat your syllabus after copying from a Word document. We will do 2 examples shortly in Canvas about that, and make sure you use different level of heading to segment your pages. And because when you have a really long Word document, the student might get lost. And if you're using different level of heading, and that will be provided easy navigation for them to locate important information. And also make sure you maintain a consistent naming convention for your Canvas file and everything. And in the file, you can even keep the latest version, and also you can customize the visibility of each folder if necessary. And I would like to show really 2 quick examples from other courses. So as you can see, like in this course, the instructor kind of divided into different folder, including additional reading, some of the images is going to use for course, for the exam, homework, and just make sure to look at how the courses, like the file was named. Make sure you just keep a consistent naming convention for your file. And because you may use this Canvas course, you may roll over, semester after semester. So keep a naming convention, and then that would make sure that you can find the file and you know how to keep the latest version, and you can locate things very easily. Another quick example is you can see how they kind of manage the PowerPoint and name it always the same naming convention for everything.
Joshie, we do have one question about organization recommendations if you have a whole term-long assignment versus weekly homework.
Excuse me, sorry, I get some breakup there.
We had a question about how to organize files if there was a whole term-long assignment versus weekly homework.
Okay, homework. Okay, for the homework, and I think like if you have like a whole semester that you may want to just post your assignment early in the semester, so kind of leave it open. But if you have like a weekly assignment, that you may want to post that into each of your module. So did I answer that question? I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
I think so. There are ways in the modules where you can post updates or how to keep track of the fact that there's a term-long assignment that they need to be contributing to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, I think so. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I was just kind of trying to go over the PowerPoint really quick and see some example, and then we will just move over to Canvas to kind of just go over something we talked about before. And so first of all, I'm kind of switch to Canvas. Okay, and so I will use my sandbox, and then we can just kind of go over some steps, like step by step, like create the syllabus and modules and everything. So first of all, we will just go to modules, and here in my sandbox, you can see like two example, those of the module that is came from the template our office created before. So if you want to kind of create a module from scratch, and then you will just go to the top right, like create a module. For example, we will do module 1. And the topic, and I will move it up. So you can easily kind of drag and drop, like when you have multiple different modules, so you can just drag and drop and reorganize those order. And the other easy way is you can just move your module. If you have so many modules, you can easily move in this way. So for example, if I want to move this after module 10, so that you can just select a particular position, like how you want to move your module. And the same for each item within your module. You can just easily move everything. For example, this page, I just want to move this to module 2. And also you can just select this way if you have too many modules, and you can just move to a particular module. And within the module, and we just mentioned about the prerequisite and requirement. So this is something that you can go and to click on edit. For each module, that if you want to kind of just lock that until a particular time, and this is something, for example, you want to open this on January 25th, and you can just set a particular time about this. So let me open the other one because this is the first one, so they may not show all the setting we need. So for example, let's drag one more time. All right. So for example, here, you want students to complete everything in the Start Here module before they open up module 1. And so you can easily set it up by going to module 1 and go to the edit. And you see the prerequisites here, and you can add a prerequisite, and you can select this to start here. So when you set up this one, it means the students have to complete the previous module before they open up and start working on module 1. And you may wonder, what is a requirement? And requirement would means anything you need them to complete within this module. So for example, the requirement, you may want them to complete everything in this module, or maybe you just want them to complete only the assignment before they open up the new module. So this is some setting you can consider if you want them to complete all the requirement, or do you want them to maybe move through requirement in a sequential order. So, or you can also select this option, student must complete one of those requirements. In that way, for each of the things, for example, in this module 1, we have a self-introduction forum, and you can even decide what is a requirement. Do they just kind of contribute to the page, like just post one thing? That means contribute to the page. Or if it's assignment, do they have to submit the assignment? Or do they have to score at least like you have 10 points for this? Do you want them to have to rescore maybe like 5 points? So there is a different options you can consider when you set up the requirement. So this is something that you can consider. So let's leave it here. And the same thing here for the start here module as well. So because this one doesn't have any module before that, so there is no option for a prerequisite, but you can set up some requirement. For example, there is a couple of things, right? And I want them to attend this, like the webinar, or I want them to review this welcome video. So you can just select, I want them to just view this item. And maybe I have some other requirement. I want them to view this Meet Our Instructor page, and you can do that. So this would be the 2 requirement, and you can decide whether they need to meet all the requirement or just one of those. So there's some different option that you can explore here. So once you set up this requirement, and then remember to click on Update Module, that will just save. So you can see for student, from student view, they know that they have to complete one item. So then they will just mark us down for this module. And so if they don't complete view one of those, and they won't be able to even open the module 1 in this case. So you can definitely think about that. This may be not applicable for everyone, but in case you want them students to move from one module to another in a particular order, just make sure that you just set up those prerequisites and requirement earlier in the semester. All right, so for the module here, now that you have a module created and you want to kind of create some page, and just come to the top right, and there's a plus button, and this will allow you to add like everything to this module. For example, I want to add like a text header because I want to kind of divide my module into different section. So this is a place that you can add like a text header, like a content. Maybe I need another text header. I want to do assignments. And because, and like the self-introduction forum, I think I need to move this to, you can just drag and drop to put that under assignment. So now maybe you wonder, like I have some pages I want to create, and then you can just create a page, like a new page. If it's, I'm just showing something if you want to create something from scratch. For example, this module 1, and I may have required reading. So you can just name your page module 1 required reading and add the item. And just you can easily drag and drop and put the things into the particular segments you want. And another thing you may notice that you can also increase indent, just that will make the hierarchy looks more clear to students. Like this one, I could just increase indent in this way, you know, the things will just looks kind of in a hierarchy here. So this was just to show you, like, even you have created a blank page for your reading and your assignment for your content. And for each of the page, for example, I want to kind of put something on this page, and we will just edit this page. For example, that you have a Word document or PDF you want to add to this page. And there is a easy way that you can go to when you go to the menu bar on the top, and you can click on Upload Document, and then you can easily drag and drop. And I'm just kind of drag a document from my local computer. So once you kind of drag, and then this one kind of just this document was has been just uploaded to Canvas, and then you can just put that. It will just create a link in this page. And some of you maybe wonder that I want to open this page automatically for students, and you can click on move your mouse here and click on the link option. And just check this box at automatically open inline preview. So let's just check the box. Sometime I've been noticed like this checkbox, the first time you click on that, it may be not working. So make sure you just, sometime if it's not working, don't panic, and you can just come back and check it one more time. And save it, and let's see, and just save this page. And you see that when this page is open and this document is just automatically showing up for the students. But if you don't like this automatically open any document, just disable that option and just uncheck that option if you don't want them. But typically I find students, they just prefer to have the PDF or Word documents, it's automatically open when they open a page. So they can just preview, the documents in Canvas. So they don't have to download if they want, but if they want to download, they can definitely just click on the link. And if I click on the link, and then it will allow you to download it for sure. So we just kind of upload a file. So by default, the document you just kind of linked in the page or something, it will be in this folder called uploaded media. So that is something when you kind of upload a document in a particular page or link to assignment, it will be automatically put in this folder, but you can definitely easily drag and drop and to move that to other folder if you want. Typically, I would definitely recommend under your file, you may kind of create a subfolder, like for your assignment, for any graphic, lecture slide, reading, those will be something you typically need. And then, but remember, you may have different random file under the uploaded media. So you may want to come back later, just drag and drop and reorganize all of your file based on your subfolder. All right, let's just go back to the module. So you have a reading page, and you may also have some video that you want to do. So for your video, that is definitely usually you may still want to kind of create a page. Let's just do one more test. For example, that you may have have a video, so you just create another page like module 1 optional video. And for your the video page, and we usually recommend you use Panopto. So that was the video streaming server we have here. So in this way, we recommend you using Panopto, but if you have some additional video, so like we just did, you can upload MP4 file as well, just exactly how we link the file, and you can just upload your video, but typically we recommend you use Panopto. But click on the Panopto icon and you can just upload your video file here, or you can just also like record or new video if you need, and or upload, or if you have other courses, and then you can definitely just search and just maybe try to find your other courses by choosing the folder or type to search. So you can just link a particular video from another course, and then you can use that in this one as well. Do we have any questions so far? That do we need to pause for a while for any question?
We've had just a couple of small kind of housekeeping ones. That one was about the recording, and yes, the session will be recorded and it will be put up on the Keep Teaching site usually pretty soon, not probably within the next couple of weeks. And someone else asked about getting a sandbox course so that they could explore and set things up ahead of time. And if you'd like a sandbox course, you can email the help desk and they will take care of those things for you.
Thank you. All right, so I will just quickly show this, but we do have other webinar session, tomorrow or later, and they will just talk more about the video specifically. So if you're interested in kind of knowing more about the video, how to create a video or manage your video in Panopto, so we do have another session later this week. So I would encourage you to also sign up, so they will talk more about that. Okay. All right, so I'm just kind of cancel this one. So I just kind of do the quick 2 example, like how you just create a new page. And so now that we have those, but you may see like I already create some assignment already. So this is always easier. So if you wanna already kind of already created some assignment, you can always just click on the quiz, the pages or some existing pages. If you want to use some existing pages, you can just click on any of those. You can choose the indent level as well. And just remember, you can always select everything. And the same for assignment. And when you already have some assignment created, I'll just random pick one. Like this one, I already have the created homework for module 1. And you can just easily add the item to one particular module. And also remember, for example, right now, I think I'm done with module 1, and you could just publish your module. Notice like when you click on publish the module, and then all the content within this module, it will be automatically published. But you can easily just manually unpublish anything if you want. But if you feel like I'm not ready to show student those, and just uncheck the box, and you see it once it turned to gray, it means like these 2 pages are not published, and all the other like in the green color, and means those are published item. All right, so that's pretty much for the module. And another thing we want to cover is about the syllabus page. And for the syllabus page, that was a default because I delete everything from this page. When you open your syllabus, it maybe looks something similar, like this one. It's totally blank. And if you want to edit your syllabus, typically you probably already have a syllabus in the Word document. And in that case, so I'm just open up my Word document and just copy paste everything. And then you copy paste everything from your Word document. And then you can just paste everything from a Word document to this page. And You may notice like it has different level of headers. It's because like in my original Word documents, I already have those headings. So when you copy over, those heading level will transfer to Canvas as well. But if your Word document originally doesn't have the heading style, so once you copy over, you will not have any heading style, but you can easily set it up in Canvas. So I'm just delete this one and I'm just copy paste another Word document example that is totally plain text without any heading style. I'm just do another example and copy paste another Word document. It's just a totally like a plain text. It doesn't have any heading style. So when you see like when I move my mouse onto any of those heading, they're all just showing paragraph. But we do recommend you using different level of heading because that will just organize your page and then it will meet accessibility requirement. So an easy way you can fix in Canvas, I could select this one. This would be the heading 2. And you just change that to the heading 2. And this thing would be the heading 3. Just select the text and change to the heading 3. So this would be kind of the easy fix in Canvas. So once you copy over, but sometimes it's very common that when you copy things from other like a Word document or PDF into Canvas, sometimes the format will be messed up after you copy and paste. So you may want to always double check and make sure your text and they're all having the proper heading style and the format is appropriate.
Joshi, we do have a question about that. We have one person in the chat kind of talking about the pros and cons between actually putting your syllabus onto the syllabus page here in Canvas or just on the syllabus page putting a link to a file of your syllabus.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I do think like both would be, it's probably just up to you. It's more like a personal preference. So it would be if you copy paste everything from the Word document onto this page. Let me save this first. So that means during the semester that you may, when you have any changes, you may always need to come back and to fix or update your syllabus. And as another way is you can just provide a link because remember we just upload a Word document. So I will just link the document we just uploaded because we already uploaded. So I will choose the course file. And this is a document we just uploaded a few moments ago. And then you can just link the file. And in this way, it's just like it's a kind of just a link of the file to this one. And it's a better if you can link option, is option as we showed to you, you can automatically open inline preview. So in this way, the students can see it very easily. So let's do that and just update the syllabus. It's not working. Sometimes this option may not work. So just just a tip. So sometimes when we kind of even enable this, maybe not work for some of the pages. Let me refresh my page one more time. Okay, it's working. So this would be another way that you can just link your document. So it's really up to you. So for this way, when you want to update anything for your Word document, just remember you upload the latest version. You can upload the latest version like a Word document to your files. So in that way, it will just show the latest version. So I don't have any kind of preference. So I think it will be really up to you if you want to just provide a link or you can just copy paste everything to this page. Any other question for the syllabus?
No, not at the moment.
All right, thank you. Okay, and just one more thing about other than the syllabus module and about the files is also I would just kind of a few more reminder as we're talking about. Just make sure you create a subfolder to organize different type of documents like your assignment. You may have a lecture slide and reading, and remember to just name that in a consistent way. And when you kind of upload any media, anything randomly, when you upload anything to module or assignment, it will be in the uploaded media folder, but you can drag and drop them to a particular folder you need. And if you upload a new version, as long as the name is the same, and then the Canvas will just always keep the latest version. But by any chance, if you change the file name, like maybe you change like course syllabus is a different name, and then the Canvas will just create a new file here. Just to be mindful about that, and maybe make sure that you always just keep the latest version and not too many different versions. It might be confuse yourself in the future. Okay, is there any other question that maybe we didn't cover today, but you want to know more about the module, syllabus, or file, anything else that you want us to use the rest of the time to talk about? Okay. All right. I think that was because we are kind of reaching our time limit. Thank you very much for attending the session. And the session has been recorded and will be posted onto the website, Keep Teaching OIT website.